appears to be an attic fire. It is working in the attic.
Command copies, attic fire. Working in the attic.
Fire department! Fire department!
Porterville 71, acting and switching attack. 371. Nurse 72. We have an attic fire.
Okay, I want it up and above that right there. Fire department! Hey. I got you! Get this guy out of here. I got another one.
The committee member I spoke with says that they just want City Council to consider the interests of residents and business owners here in the Tower District. He also says there are still a lot of unanswered questions about rezoning and the existing zoning laws. During a sermon at Tower Theater on Sunday morning, Pastor Anthony Flores thanked Councilmember Gary Bredefeld for attending and continued by saying, quote, "As you know, today marks 33 or 34 weeks that we've been being protested against, and every week he gets an email for the city to shut us down and to do something, but I'm so thankful that he supports us. He encourages us, and he does it unashamedly. So thank you, Councilman. We appreciate that. More than once, he has gone on our defense." Do you normally go to the services? Okay.
No. But I wanted to attend the church. I've attended a lot of churches, and I support all churches in Fresno, as well as temples, as well as mosques, and people, exercising their faith.
So the people with the Save the Tower Theater demonstration are concerned about the council, specifically you, Councilmember Bredefeld, being able to make a fair decision for the community if there's already support being shown for one side. What's your response to that?
Well, I always make a fair decision, and I always weigh both sides, and that's not going to be any different here. But I do support churches, and I support Adventure Church because it is a church. I don't recall this gentleman being concerned when people who oppose the church on the city council spoke out against a private transaction that was taking place.
The Save the Tower Theater Demonstration Committee says its main concern is for the city to step in and enforce existing zoning laws.
Every Sunday, Adventure Church is holding services at the Tower Theater in violation of zoning laws. We feel that this is a question of basic equality. If we have unequal enforcement of the laws, then we have unequal protection under the laws.
Bennett says putting a church in the Tower District would have a devastating effect on the neighborhood economy.
Every business owner in the Tower District has had to follow the rules, follow zoning laws, apply for liquor licenses, apply for conditional use permits. And there's so many very sensitive businesses in the Tower District. We have 2 gay clubs that had to jump through all kinds of hoops to get permission to operate. And now if a church just barges in there and creates a sensitive zone around the theater, calling into question whether you can have bars within 1,000 feet radius of that church, this is very problematic.
Now, before the sale to Adventure Church was finalized, the Sequoia Brewing Company, which has a lease inside the building, sued, saying that its lease gives them a right to buy the building. Now, right now, the Tower Theater is waiting for a ruling that would allow its owner to move forward with the sale, but right now there's no court date set for that just yet.
Clovis Unified is heading back to the classroom today, and like we've been talking about all morning long, the biggest change we're going to see is that kids are going to have to start wearing these when they are back in the classroom. But there's some other changes this year that we want to talk about here this morning, and I'm joined yet again with Kelly this morning to talk about some of those changes. And you know, you guys saw a lot of students in summer school, now they're picking up back up this year. Talk a little bit about that.
We recognize very much that every child has had an individual learning journey through COVID. We've had 21,000 of our students who were back in class last year, but about half again, another 22,000 who were not and who had an online school experience all last year. So we beefed up summer school. We had more than double the number of students in summer school that we typically have. It was a little bit longer time that we had them as well. So really working to start that academic intervention early on in the process, and then when school opens today, we'll continue that work.
And then talking also about intervention as well, we've talked to other districts about their plans with counselors, and just the mental health aspect is really important for students who are coming back surrounded by other kids, maybe surrounded by some more workload that they're not used to. How are you guys prepared for that?
Yeah, we recognize, and it's really a whole team effort to support our students as they transition back into, whether it's just the fact that everyone is back on campus or a student who's coming back for the first time in 18 months. And so we have our team of school psychologists who have been gearing up and prepared for today, but we also have every teacher who's just going to be checking in, making sure they know what their kiddos' needs are, and then they have a whole team of people supporting them, whether that's our counseling staff, whether that's the school administration, again, that classroom teacher, one of our school psychologists, a number of resources that are here to support our students as they make this exciting transition really back to campus.
And when you say checking in on students, does that mean, asking them daily or like once a week? Because some of the other districts have, outlines of what they do. They have surveys that go out. How are you guys going to check in on kids?
We feel most first and best relationship is with that classroom teacher. They know their child, but we also ask our parents to also watch and be careful and be aware if they notice that their child's struggling, maybe in that check-in when they get home from school each day, reach out to the school site, and then our classroom teachers have a system that they would use throughout as well.
Gotcha. Kelly Avance, thank you so much again for joining us here on Great Day. Kim, hopefully that puts some parents at ease this morning as they've sent their kids off on the bus or they're dropping them off here early this morning for school. We'll be live here all morning just talking about it, covering it. We're super excited to be here.
Absolutely, for sure. I think one of the things that is a big concern, like what you just asked about, was the checking in, the mental health. And it's not just the first day of school. I mean, somebody could appear fine and then, really just start to, feel some pressure. Are there, as the school progresses, are there counselors on every single campus or every single high school campus? Could Kelly speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, are there counselors on every campus throughout Clovis Unified School District? She was talking about just if a student, comes in the first day, they're super excited, but progressively over time it starts wearing and tearing on them. Yeah, so will there be counselors on site for students to be able to access?
We actually have school psychologists who are on all of our campuses. At an elementary school, they might share a school psychologist, but the staff in the office are also very well aware and able to tap in and have somebody get there right away if need be.
Gotcha. There you go.